Hello, everyone. Nice to see everybody here. Today, we're going to actually start out with some words of wisdom again from Proverbs. The plans of the diligent certainly lead to profit, but anyone who is reckless only becomes poor. That's from Proverbs 21:5. When I worked with a few different shops that sold tents and kayaks and things, they always ran out of cash right before their busiest season. And they weren't lazy. They were just trying to get stocks too early and finance too much of the wrong stuff, and their timing was just off. And we're reminded that diligence, steady planning, leads to profit, and reckless buying leads to panic and empty accounts and rushed decisions and things like that. So today we're going to talk about how to plan what to stock, when to buy it, and how to actually fund those purchases without losing your peace of mind. I'm Jacob Curtis. I'm a CPA, a certified first professional, and your financial guide. My mission is pretty simple, and that's to help business owners like you get paid, master cash flow, and run a business that gives you freedom. I started Curtis Accounting Solutions because business owners don't need a regular spreadsheet. You just need a plan that actually works, even with inventory, seasonal sales, and some cash flow chaos. So drop a comment, hit the like button, and let's dive into this. Inventory decisions aren't just about what's hot. They're really about how long your cash is stuck in that inventory. And that's the cash conversion cycle. And that measures how many days your money is tied up in a product before it actually returns to your bank account. A tight or fast CCC means cash keeps flowing in and out very quickly. A long one means that all of your profits are sitting on your shelves as inventory. And most outdoor stores fail not from the lack of sales, but from really slow moving cash and having that cash sit in their inventory for a long period of time. And that's where forecasting comes in. Forecasting doesn't have to be intimidating. In fact, it's about faithfulness and not fortune telling it. We'll look back at the last 12 months and look for spiking and lags and look and see where sales were up, where sales were down, where expenses came in, where expenses went out, and use that to help predict what you need to stock more of. We're going to look at individual stock trends of inventory, different SKUs, and then tie those purchases back to your cash flow and then create a cash flow forecast on what you think will happen, but based on what historically did happen. And that's really what stewardship is all about, is aligning your buying with your budget and your overall mission. So your inventory should turn, right? Not just sit there and collect dust. It should come in and go out. And think of it like the oxygen. You breathe cash in when you sell and you breathe cash out when you buy. If inventory sits for too long, your business starts gasping for air, for cash. I worked with a few different stores, and one of them had over $50,000 of unsold off-season jackets and clothes and stuff sitting there that they had purchased expecting to sell, and they didn't. They had overbought their inventory. And so we had to go through to figure out how to get rid of that inventory that was no longer in season. And once we trimmed that out and aligned the sales and the turns with the sales cycle, we're able to predict and project out what they should buy and how much to buy of the various things, which freed up the cash flow and allowed them to actually pay themselves and feel confident in their buying strategy. Now, we never want to buy inventory from a place of fear. What if we run out, right? You never want to do that. Instead, we want to buy from a place of clarity. What does my forecast say? What am I expecting it to be? And during those peak months, we want to skim off 10 to 15% for a seasonal reserve. Put that into a bucket for the slow season when things slow down. That buffer really lets you buy strategically during those slow dips. It allows you to know what to do. And that's exactly what this is all about. Is storing up that wisdom, storing up, basically helping you to make sure you have a good seasonal reserve account, avoiding those fear-based bulk orders. Now, with Product First, we open an inventory account, and sometimes we may open a few different inventory accounts, but for the most part, we open up a single inventory account. Every sale that comes through, we put a little bit back into the inventory account to fund tomorrow's stock, to fund the next purchase. Not today's stress. You're no longer avoiding phone calls from suppliers or reacting to suppliers when they call and say, hey, you owe us money, right? In fact, using the Profit First system allows you to pre-save and pre-order things for them. Like, you know exactly how much you can order based on the cash that's there. And this simple act really turns panic into peace. And remember, stewardship is not about scarcity. It's all about preparation. So if you pay suppliers in 30 days, but customers pay you in 60, you have a 30-day gap where you're financing something, right? Whether that's through credit cards or through shark loans or other things. And so what we should be doing is aiming to shorten that cycle. We want to negotiate better terms with your vendors. You want to figure out how to get the cash from your customers faster. And you want to really just basically put the reordering process on automatic, using the real-time data that you have, looking back and looking historical data, looking what's happening, looking at the interest of things that are happening. If you have like a website, you can see where people are clicking things, and adding things to their carts and not firing, things like that. You can see kind of what the interest is. And using all these factors, you can use that to shorten your cash conversion cycle. And the faster you do that, the more freedom will arrive with that. So faith and finances are really not opposites. In fact, they're partner. God doesn't call us to guess. He calls us to be prepared and to use our forecast as an act of faith. Of course, those have to be done responsibly, but your cash flow plan is going to help you with that. When you look at historical trends and apply that to what you think should happen or what will happen in the future, then you can have a very accurate idea of what's going to happen. So when you honor the process, you're going to experience peace. And that's what's really important here, is to find out where that is, and you're going to find that profit and really help you grow your business faithfully. If you have any questions, comments, or need assistance with your company's finances, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm really here to help you turn your inventory chaos into some predictable profit and experience some real financial freedom. So schedule a call with me to get started by scanning the QR code on the screen or going to the URL listed there. It should also be pinned in the comment below. And don't forget to follow me. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. Again, follow Jacob Curtis CPA and Curtis Accounting Solutions on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you all soon.